Hi, I'm Ellie Crystal from crystallinks.com, and today I want to talk about stress. It's January the 9th, 2017, and more people than less find themselves faced with all kinds of stressful situations. It could be the winter, it could be the climate change that's hitting us very hard right now. It could be a feeling of anxiety because we don't know where the world's going to go once Donald Trump becomes president in another few days. There's so many different reasons why people feel stressed out right now. Stress, you can bury it emotionally and say, well, it's there, but I can handle it. I can meditate around it. But it's a funny kind of a thing. Stress finds a way of manifesting itself in the body. Sometimes it's as simple as one of those, the people who clear their throat a lot or sniffle a lot. Remind you of anybody? Remember him? Then there's stress that manifests in rashes and fevers and illnesses and accidents. There's so many things. Stress is your body's way of saying it's not coping with what's going on in your life. The body can handle just so much emotional stress, and then it starts to physically manifest one way or another in something that makes you and forces you to slow down. I know you all know the story about stress. Yes, stress kills, stress this, stress that. You've all heard all of this, but it's really true. Stress is an emotion that goes along with fear, panic, anxiety, insecurity, for so many different reasons. I mean, we all have our reasons why stress gets to us, but it does. I can't tell you to change your lifestyle if you can't. I can, of course, offer the typical metaphysical suggestions of meditation, relaxing, listening to some music, and just forgetting about everything that's going on in your life and just trying to balance the chemistry in your brain. You can do the same with yoga, which is a wonderful tool. You can do it with any number of techniques. I mean, I have a very simple technique that I've taught on Crystal Inks where you just close your eyes and you imagine the letter T. And then you look at the horizontal bar of that T and you look to see what's out of balance. Is it up on the right side or the left side? And then you just correlate it. The left side is the logical part of the brain. That's your business, that's your job, that's your career, that's all of that. And then the right side of the brain goes to the emotions. And then if you can, I know these things are only Band-Aids, they're not cures. You just kind of see the T balancing and wait a few seconds. You might want to take a deep breath. You always breathe in through the nose, hold it as long as you can, and exhale through your mouth slowly. You can try that as a way of one or more times. You don't have to do it once, you can do it 2 or 3 times, just as a way of balancing. But bear in mind that the stress comes from your life, okay? If you're trying too hard at something that's not happening, certainly as we're evolving as souls, let it go. If you're trying to push a relationship into something that it's not meant to be and it shouldn't be happening, that is going to cause you max stress, and you really have to let it go. Just let it go. If you want to be with someone who doesn't want to be with you, or they're cheating on you or lying to you or whatever they're doing to you that makes you uncomfortable, I know that you're going to think, well, I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be alone. Better off alone. Which takes us to being alone and being lonely. And I know people who are married, who have partners who are very, very lonely, And other people who live alone and are fine. They're not alone, they're not lonely, they're happy, they're busy. This is all about the chemistry of your brain. It's not even so much about your lifestyle. If you're a balanced person, you're up and bubbly under most situations. Okay, now getting back to stress. Your body can handle it emotionally, it can handle it physically. If you have emotional problems that deal with panic, you're going to get the panic attack. Okay, you're going to feel your heart beating. If you handle it, it's hard to say. Everybody handles stress differently. What can you do to change that? Well, the obvious answer, but not doable for many people, is to change your lifestyle. First thing you have to recognize is that you're suffering from panic and stress. Then it's always advisable to talk to someone about it. That person doesn't have to be a psychiatrist who's going to put you on meds. That person could be a therapist or a life coach if you're in metaphysics. It could be a counselor. I counsel people as a psychic all the time. It's just someone that can listen and give some guidance and give you some advice as to how you can deal with your stress. Stress is a programmed emotion like every other. So if you're programmed to be a stressful person, you're going to be a stressful person. But what you need to discover is how you can reduce the level of stress before it makes you sick and then ultimately you're gone. Okay, I know it sounds very quick thing to say, but look at your life and look at your stress. When I read people and they tell me how stressed they are, and then we review the patterns of their lives, they'll take a step back and they'll say, oh my God, why did I make that stupid mistake? Why did I do that? Why am I doing what I'm doing? You can't blame yourself. It's, of course, your DNA. It's your programming. You're programmed to create, I think we're all programmed to create stressful situations. Some people see them coming and go, I'm not going to respond, I'm not going to react. They're not programmed to. And they just move on. Even if they have to leave a relationship or leave a situation or a job. Like all my corporate clients, they are stressed out more than they'll ever know. But, it's financial. They need the money. So at the very least they can do is make a game plan where they can make some physical changes in their life that will alleviate the stress they're dealing with. Life is pretty much always with drama and stress. You can't run away from it. It's the nature of our experience here as humans to study emotions, and it's generally around some sort of drama or drama people. So when the stress happens and the reaction to your body happens, no matter how it happens, whether you can't sleep or you can't eat or you can't talk to anyone, or you become depressed and you hibernate and you say, I don't want to talk to anybody anymore. I'm done with the human race. So however you respond to it, you have to recognize the situation, you have to recognize your patterns, and you have to see what kind of help you can get. To me, I believe that everyone needs sleep. I'm not a stressful person. I don't have emotional problems. I generally, when I see stress coming at me, I just run the other way. It doesn't matter if it's a relationship or no matter what it is. I mean, I raised 3 children, so of course we all know the stress of raising children and the stress of relationships. I was lucky I had a good marriage, but there's stress. You can take your car and drive down the highway and there's stress. Somebody cuts you off and you're like, ba, 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 maybe flip the bird or whatever you're going to do, and you're stressed. Those are little stresses. The stress that you have to learn to let go of is the patterns in your life where stress is present every day. And you have to examine the people who are causing you the stress. I find that it really breaks down into family and business. Those are the most stressful times that people go through on a regular basis. I mean, we're having a lot of climate change now, and if your area had flooding or tornadoes, or we just had a major blizzard here, in the Northeast, it's, that's just temporary stress. It goes away and then you get back to your daily routines. Actually, it wasn't a major business, it was just a big snowstorm, but okay. Um, but at the end of the day, there's everyday stress, and then there's stress that comes from the patterns of your life. Can you change them? Of course, as I always say, if you're programmed to, you will. You'll listen to this and you'll make a little list or a big list, and you'll say, all right, this is really what's causing me to be stressful and to not sleep at night, and whatever reaction your body is having. This is what I'm trying to do by meditation and any kind of martial art or anything that helps you focus. This is one way of relieving your stress. I'm talking to a therapist, you can think. I'm doing any number of holistic healing techniques. I've created my own healing technique. I just relax and read a book. I go online. I talk to people, who make me feel happy. All of these things are good. So you have to find out what's causing the stress, what you can do if it's more or less a semi-permanent situation, and how you can get around it and work yourself around it, at least till the situation changes. Or you have to say, I'm just always stressed about everything. I think they call it an A-type personality, hyperactivity, ADD, ADHD, whatever. Everything's a label. But if you're a hyperactive personality who is not happy unless they've got that adrenaline rush from stress, then that's how you're built and that's who you are. And if it's not affecting your body, if you're not getting sick, if you're able to be okay and your blood pressure's fine and your eating habits are pretty decent, then that's how, you're lucky, because you can handle stress that way. The average person can be addicted to stress, can be addicted to ADD behavior patterns, can be addicted to a lot of different patterns, but you have to recognize them. And what I find very much now with my clients, and I'm so happy to say this after 30 years of doing readings, is that most of them recognize what's wrong with them, what emotionally is wrong with them, what is causing the stress. You can't avoid stress. It's like depression. Depression, you're just out. That's it. Okay, you're out. Mental illness has to be addressed. And, it's sad that down here in this physical reality, this electromagnetic bipolar reality we call our reality, everything is set for drama, stress, pain, frustration, and all of that. But then there is the other part of that some people get and other people don't, and that's the illusion of our reality, that it's shifting, it's changing. And if you look around at everything that's going on, from the earth changes to our political systems to all our systems, we're headed into something more than what we are. I just call it the end of this hologram. Other people address it as we're headed into higher light, higher consciousness, another dimension, whatever. You feel it, you sense it, you dream it. It's right there on the horizon for all and everything that all of us are experiencing here. You may be picking up a little stress because we're so connected now. That's why I wore these earrings. But we're all so connected into a central place that even if people in the Middle East, in Syria, are suffering, they're in pain, and there's so much pain in the world, and you're sitting comfortably in wherever you are, you could feel that pain now. That's how the vibrations of this reality are moving at such a rapid pace. So even if you can't pinpoint your stress and you're like, why am I feeling this? What is this little panic? What is this little anxiety? It may be from something greater that's going on out there, or because we're all psychic and intuitive these days, it may be your body telling you about something that is on the horizon that is about to happen. In any and all ways, we are all connected through the web or the internet, or what was that prophecy, the Native American prophecy, the Spider Woman prophecy that says we're all created. There's many, many things that take us all back into one. And as we go back into one, we are going to flip in and out of other alternative aspects that our soul is experiencing, and the grids themselves, which carry very powerful harmonics now that lead to the negative emotion of stress. So I can't give you a cure-all for it. I can't tell you if you meditate or you try to escape from it, you can. You can't. You just have to say, okay, this is how I'm going to deal. I'm going to be prepared. If you're a migraine sufferer, that's major stress. That's something, the circuits are off in the brain. If that's something you're dealing with too, all you can do is just be prepared and just say, okay, here's the thing. I'm having stress. I'm having panic. Maybe I don't want to tell anyone. Maybe I'm just going to deal with it on my own. You're going to do what you're going to do. But just know that stress is out there in the grids, affecting your body in maybe one or more ways, and that you need to be able, at the very, very least, one of my themes on one of my blogs, actually from a long time ago, is wherever you are, is just close your eyes for, it could be a minute or less, and take one deep breath. That's what I label the blog. You just breathe in, hold the breath as is comfortable, and then slowly exhale through the mouth. You'd be surprised. It kind of really makes things better. So whatever's happening, I hope you can reduce the stress levels in your life and understand it's part of our programming, and just do whatever you can. Thank you.